What's luring you in? We're talking about temptation today on Motivation Monday. Our memory verse this week, as we strive to be equipped to carry God's word with us in our heart, is 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13. No temptation has overtaken you that is not common to man. God is faithful and will not allow you to be tempted beyond your ability, but with temptation will provide a way of escape so that you may be able to endure it. That verse is a little bit more complicated than some of the others that we've memorized so far this year, and you may not get it word for word perfect, although we are striving for that. But as long as we have the concepts and we remember where it is, 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13, we know that we can turn there in our Bibles. We can look at that text. We can see the guidance that Paul is giving to the Christians there in Corinth as they were dealing with a lot of temptation that had matured into sin in their lives and in their church. We recognize that the great deceiver, that the prince of lies, that Satan is trying to lure all of us into temptation and sin. And so we get back to our illustration that we started the video with. How does this fishing lure work? Well, when it moves around, it's got a little rattle in it, so it makes some sound and it attracts the attention of the fish. And then if you're pulling it through the water, it's kind of swimming like something that a fish might like. And so they take a big gobble, not even seeing the hook that is there. And they're hooked and they're in great danger. Well, the last thing that we want, knowing that we do have this great deceiver who is trying to hook us on sin, is to be hooked, to be in great danger, to be in eternal danger. And so we constantly strive to be equipped, to be those who are in the Word, who are learning lessons from God about the things that we should avoid, to learn about forgiveness and salvation and cleansing that is made possible when we have sinned and when we do sin, but also just to learn about ourselves and the things that we know that we are going to struggle with. That when we take an honest evaluation and look at ourselves in the mirror of God's Word, we know that we are better prepared to go into this world, to face the temptations, and to say, no, I want no part of that wickedness. There's so many connections to our Sunday morning text that we're studying about the life of Joseph, and I hope that you'll make those on your own. But we recognize that we have the ability, we have the great opportunity and blessing to be able to study God's Word. So we avoid temptation and the allurements of Satan. So that if we mess up, that we sin, we also know about the healing and the forgiveness that comes through the New Testament, the instruction about salvation and forgiveness. And if you need help studying that word, I would be happy to study with you. We have many others here at Bridgewood who would be happy to sit down and to study the Bible with you so that you can avoid the pitfalls, the traps, and the allurements of this world. God bless you this week.